Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning and half the headlines are gone. Not because the internet broke, not because the world ended, but because trillions of dollars quietly realized they were built on expectations. No explosions, no panic. Just a slow, awkward silence. That's usually how bubbles end. And right now, one question keeps showing up in boardrooms, hedge funds, and group chats that pretend to understand tech. Is the AI bubble about to burst? Let's talk about it slowly, simply, without the hype, because this matters more than people think. Right now, AI isn't just a technology, it's a story, a very powerful story. A story that says, this time is different. Every generation gets one of these. Railroads, electricity, the internet, crypto, and now artificial intelligence. The reason this topic matters right now is simple. Money has already made its decision. Since late 2022, hundreds of billions of dollars have poured into anything that even whispers the letters A and I. Stock prices doubled, tripled. Some didn't even bother pretending to explain how. Companies with no profits, sometimes no product, just slides, demos, and a promise that the future is coming very fast. And investors hate missing the future. But before we decide if this is a bubble, we need to understand something important. Bubbles don't start with lies. They start with truth. AI is real. It's useful. And it's genuinely impressive. That's what makes this dangerous. So let's break this down like you're 5. Imagine a lemonade stand. One kid figures out how to make lemonade faster than anyone else. Less work, more cups. Everyone loves it. Parents notice. They start giving the kid money to build more stands. Neighbors want in. Soon, every street has a lemonade stand using the same trick. At first, that's growth. Then, something weird happens. People stop asking how much lemonade is actually being sold. They just assume more stands equals more money. That's when things shift. AI works the same way. The core idea is powerful. Machines that can write, see, speak, predict, and automate tasks that used to need humans. That's not fake. The uncomfortable part is what happens next. To build modern AI, you need 3 things: data, compute, and money. Lots of money. Training one advanced AI model can cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Running it costs millions more every month. So companies make a deal with the future. They spend now. They promise profits later. That's fine, if later actually comes. Here's where the system gets fragile. Most AI companies today are not valued on what they earn. They're valued on what people imagine they might earn. That's not new. Amazon did that. So did Tesla. But here's the twist. Amazon sold books. Tesla sold cars. AI sells potential, and potential is hard to measure. So investors use shortcuts: number of users, growth rate, buzz, mentions in earnings calls. If enough smart people say this changes everything, prices go up. And once prices go up, everyone feels smart. That's how feedback loops form. Now let's talk about the math nobody likes to say out loud. AI doesn't just need customers. It needs paying customers at scale, consistently, without costs exploding. That last part matters because the more people use AI, the more expensive it gets to run. Unlike software, where one copy costs almost nothing, AI models burn real resources every time they respond: servers, electricity, chips. So margins are thinner than people expect. This creates a quiet problem. To justify today's valuations, many AI companies need to, eventually, generate profits that rival the largest businesses in history. Not just good profits, extraordinary ones. And they need to do it while competing with giants who can copy features, undercut prices, or bundle AI for free. That's a high bar. This is where the hype and reality start to drift. The hype says AI will replace everyone. The reality says AI replaces tasks, not entire jobs, at least for now. The hype says productivity will explode overnight. The reality says companies take years to reorganize around new tools. The hype says demand is infinite. The reality says budgets are not. There's also something oddly human happening. Once a technology becomes magical enough, people stop asking boring questions. Questions like who pays, how much, for
for how long? In past bubbles, this is the moment where phrases like new paradigm show up. Translation: the old math doesn't apply anymore. It always applies, eventually. Now, does this mean AI is fake? No, this is where the irony lives. AI is probably one of the most important technologies ever created, which means it doesn't need a bubble to succeed. But bubbles don't care about importance. They care about timing. If too much money arrives too early, expectations get ahead of reality, and reality is slower, messier, less cinematic. Look at history. The dot-com bubble didn't mean the internet failed. It meant expectations were insane. Amazon survived. Pets.com didn't. Fiber optic cables still run the world today, but in 2000, they were laid for traffic that didn't exist yet. AI may be doing the same thing, building capacity for a future that's real, but not evenly distributed. Some companies will become infrastructure, others will quietly disappear. The danger isn't collapse, it's disappointment, and markets hate disappointment more than bad news. So what would a burst even look like? Probably not a dramatic crash, more like this. Growth slows, costs stay high, earnings miss expectations, stock prices don't fall to zero, they just stop going up, then drift down, then sideways. Capital gets cautious, funding dries up for weaker players. Suddenly, AI first isn't enough. You need revenue. That's when the story changes, not from excitement to fear, but from imagination to accounting. And accounting is ruthless. Zooming out, the bigger risk isn't financial, it's psychological. If the AI hype collapses too hard, society might underinvest in something that actually matters long term, or we overreact and regulate it poorly, or we mistake a pricing correction for a technological failure. That's how progress gets delayed. So, are we in an AI bubble? Probably, but not in the way people think. This isn't a bubble where nothing works. It's a bubble where expectations work faster than reality. Some valuations assume a world that exists, just not yet. The real question isn't, will AI burst? It's this: who survives the moment when the story stops being exciting and starts being boring? Because the future doesn't belong to the loudest promise. It belongs to the companies that can quietly make the math work. And right now, the market is about to find out who those are. So here's the uncomfortable thought to sit with. What if AI changes everything, but most of the money betting on it doesn't make it? That's not a failure of technology. That's just how bubbles remind us who confused the future with the price tag. And the next time you see an AI headline that sounds too confident, ask yourself one simple question: is this explaining the future or selling it?